this be one of the best moments of your life. You're listening to the Business Mirror podcast for a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopase.
Good day, this is Dennis Estopase, and welcome to Business Mondays with BM, a segment of the Business Mirror BM Broader Look podcast that tackles the performance of the Philippine stock market. The Business Mondays with BM podcast is based on the stock market outlook story written by Business Mirror reporter VG Kabuag and comes out every Monday. Today we podcast week 6 of the stock market outlook for February 1 to 5, 2021. For the text version online, please go to the Business Mirror website and search for Stock Market Outlook. For the print edition, please go to the company section of the Business Mirror newspaper. Let's get on with the story. Last week, share prices plunged, with the main index returning to the 6,600 point level as investors decided to sell, with sentiment continuing to turn sour on growing fears on the COVID-19 infection rate and vaccine issues in the country. The Philippines confirmed 2,103 new cases of COVID-19 on Sunday, bringing the country's total to 525,618. The benchmark Philippine Stock Exchange Index fell 433.21 points to close at 6,612.62 points. The main index was down almost all week long, with Friday incurring the worst decline at 239.22 points or 3.5%. Many also used government data that showed the country's economy shrank last year by 9.5% as their main basis to trade. According to April Lin Tan, Call Financial Chief Equity Strategist, it is expected that the economic figures for the year will be ugly. The volume of trade for the week surged at an average of 10.6 billion pesos, with foreign investors remaining net sellers at 6.63 billion pesos. Trade from foreigners shrank to about 29% for the week, down from an average of 50% last year. All other sub-indices closed on the red, led by the All Shares Index, which shed 234.36 points to close at 4,007.33 points. The Financials Index fell 70.77 to 1,378.35. The Industrial Index declined 548.10 to close at 8,627. The Holding Firms Index retreated 482.76 to 6,742.39. The Property Index lost 195.24 to close at 3,372.87. The Services Index went down 85.86 to 1,450.27. And the Mining and Oil Index plunged 1,134.13 to close at 8,187.82. For the week, losers edged gainers 204 to 41, and 10 shares were unchanged. The top gainers for the week were Integrated Microelectronics Incorporated, Lodestar Investment Holdings Corporation, Jollyville Holdings Corporation, Price Corporation, SFA Semicon Philippines Corporation, and Seafront Resources Corporation. The top losers, on the other hand, were Apollo Global Capital Incorporated, Boulevard Holdings Incorporated, MRC Allied Incorporated, Premier Horizon Alliance Corporation, Abra Mining and Industrial Corporation, and Oriental Petroleum and Minerals Corporation A and B shares. This week, share prices are expected to continue its downward trend, still on COVID-19 concerns as the general community quarantine was extended in some parts of the country, including Metro Manila. Jafet Luis Tanchanco, Senior Research Analyst at PhilStocks Financials Incorporated, said that though relatively less stringent, the social restriction measure is still seen to hinder the economy from getting close to full capacity. In a statement last January 29, the ASEAN Plus 3 Macroeconomic Research Office, or AMRO, said that the Philippine economy continues to face multiple downside risks and challenges in its recovery path, including a prolonged wave of the pandemic and a slower than expected global recovery. Amro said businesses face potential financial distress with implications for lower potential growth due to the scarring effects of a prolonged downturn. Dominated by the service-oriented sectors and micro, small, and medium enterprises or MSMEs, the Philippine economy is vulnerable to the COVID-19 shocks, Amro said. Effective policy transmission faces several practical challenges that may be improved with greater financial inclusion, Amro added. As such, the Philippines is likely to experience some reversal of social economic gains, Amro said. Tanchanco said the new COVID-19 variant, first discovered in the United Kingdom, also poses risk to economic recovery. Thus, Tanchanco said investors are expected to monitor the developments on its entry in the Philippines. Tanchanco said the detection of more cases with the new COVID-19 variant may add to the downward pressure on the stock market, as this does not help lift investor sentiment. Investors will monitor manufacturing data and also the country's inflation rate for January that government will release later in the week. Tanchanco said the Philippine Stock Exchange Index may test the 6,600 point support level, and if this holds, the market's trading range is seen from 6,600 to 6,900. If the 6,600 level fails to hold, however, the market's next support is seen at 6,100. For the stock picks, broker Regina Capital and Development Corporation advised to trade the range on the stock of Ayala Land Incorporated after it formed a narrow range between 38 pesos and 70 centavos to 40 pesos when it plunged below its 50-day moving average of 40 pesos and 10 centavos in the middle of last week. Broker Regina Capital said the indicators are uniformly showing strong bearish signals. Hence, it's likely that Ayala Land Incorporated will test its support in the next few days, the broker added. Broker Regina Capital said should the 38 pesos and 70 centavos level break down, the next support can be found at 37 pesos and 55 centavos. The shares of Ayala Land Incorporated closed last Friday at 37 pesos and 70 centavos. Meanwhile, Regina Capital gave a buy advice when its support price of 36 pesos and 10 centavos holds for the stock of SM Prime Holdings Incorporated or SMPH, as there's still some selling signals from its technical indicators. Regina Capital said this stemmed from the sustained downtrend that occurred earlier this month. It also dragged SMPH below its 50-day moving average of 38 pesos and 46 centavos, Regina Capital said. Given the strong bearishness from the indicators, the broker said to expect downward movement from the stock in the next trading sessions. Its strong support level is seen at 36 pesos and 10 centavos. The shares of SM Prime Holdings Incorporated closed last week at 35 pesos and 30 centavos apiece. And now for the weekly weather outlook. According to the latest forecast of the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration or PAG-ASA, the formation of a frontal system over the eastern section of Visayas will bring cloudy skies, scattered rain showers, and thunderstorms over eastern Visayas, Caraga, and over the southern portion of Bicol region by today. Meanwhile, Cagayan Valley, Aurora, Quezon, and the rest of Bicol region will be cloudy with light rains due to the amihan. Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with light rains, while the rest of the country will experience generally fair weather conditions apart from isolated rain showers due to localized thunderstorms. The weather outlook that PAG-ASA issued at 12 noon of January 29 said that from February 2 to February 5, the frontal system will move eastward and away from the country, while the amihan will remain the dominant weather system. Cagayan Valley, Cordillera Administrative Region, and the provinces of Quezon and Aurora will experience cloudy skies with light rains, while Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon will have generally fair weather conditions aside from some isolated light rains. Visayas and Mindanao will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms, mostly over the eastern section.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mirror podcast. For a broader look on business, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Business Mirror. Until next time.